As the proud publishers of Delia Smith's brilliant You Matter, Belinda gave fans of the book the chance to ask their questions directly to Delia using the hashtag #DearDelia. So, Delia, we have a couple of questions for you, if that's okay.
No problem.
So question number 1 is, what inspired you to write You Matter?
Well, I really feel that spirituality is a very important part of human life. And I think that a lot of people don't realize they are spiritual and think that it's something that belongs to, you know, special meditation or religion, but it isn't. It's a very ordinary part, a very natural part of our lives. And I just wanted to try, if I could, to convey that.
What are your 3 key ingredients for happiness?
Number 1 would be the advice I would give to anybody is don't be afraid to fail. I think a lot of things, a lot of people's gifts and talents never come to the surface because they're afraid. They're afraid they might not be able to manage it or do it. So I think what I would say is don't be afraid to fail. And I really, truly believe that if that is so, you can actually achieve anything. Once you get rid of, you know, the ego, if you like, and just say, okay, if I can't do it, I can't do it, but I'm going to have a go. Number 2 is to know yourself. I think we can go through life on the surface, never sort of touching on the deep. And I think it's important to give yourself time and space, because you can't get to know anyone unless you spend time exclusively with them. And I think it's very important to spend time exclusively with yourself, just to give yourself space to think. And one of my favorite writers said, people don't think enough. And I think she was right. I think we don't think enough. We've got to give ourselves time. And then number 3 of those ingredients, I think there's a better word for happiness, and that is peace. And I think anyone who is completely at peace is completely happy. And sometimes we give happiness too much attention, but to be at peace means accepting the circumstances when things go wrong, trying to make the best of the situation, and to realize that things don't matter. You know, we sometimes think if we make mistakes, it matters, and it doesn't matter. You know, we can make mistakes. To just have peace is to be just at home in your skin.
You Matter is filled with so much wisdom. Is there any advice you wish you could give your younger self?
I think I spent far too much time worrying about, you know, failing or not being quite the ticket, or, you know, just not being sure of myself. And I would tell my younger self now not to worry about that, that everybody, whoever they are, is special, because everybody, whoever they are different. And one of the greatest psychologists of the last century, a man called Abraham Maslow, said, everybody is great. Every single person somewhere within them is great. And I think we should be paying more attention to that.
Do you find cookery and recipe creation to be meditative?
Well, the word meditative is not a word I would use, because I don't use the word meditation, because I think it's something a little bit esoteric and a little bit beyond people. And I think everybody has this spiritual side to them, and that anything creative sort of draws on the depths of that spirit. So if you're cooking and being creative, then it is in itself, you know, a beautiful thing, and it's part of the beauty of life. And you're creating something usually for someone else, and that's, you know, very satisfying.
The tone of You Matter feels optimistic. How do you stay hopeful with everything going on in the world?
I think it does get to me quite a lot. I do think the world is going through an incredibly serious stage at the moment. And with the climate change, with the horrendous deterioration of politics everywhere, I think it's very easy to sort of give up and think, well, there's nothing I can do about it. But we must always remember that what human life is. We're very clever, we're ingenious people. But I think where we go wrong is we don't put all that ingenuity together. And I do believe that humanity will overcome all these terrible things. So that's what I cling to. It's not meant to be like this. And eventually we'll find out it's not meant to be like this, and we'll do something about it. But I think everyone needs to understand individually that they have a responsibility to try and do something about it. And that's quite a big subject. Can't do that in just one little sentence.
How do you stay grounded?
I think by trying to be humble. I think the greatest people are the humblest people, and they're the most grounded people, like not trying to be anything you're not trying to be better than other people. I think that's the secret. It's humility. And if we could only have some lessons in school on humility, that would be a good thing for everybody. And it takes all the stress out of things.
You Matter is available via the BorrowBox app in libraries. Do you have a message for our libraries?
Well, obviously, I believe in libraries because I believe in books, and I believe people must have access to books. Of course, you know, it was horrible when we thought they were all going to be taken away, wasn't it? It was just really dreadful. And I really believe that everybody should support their local libraries. But I live out in the country here, and we have mobile libraries. And I think that's really nice too, that people can carry on learning and carry on reading is one of the great things in life.
Yeah, it is. I think especially in the big cities, it's one of the few places where you still get a sense of community as well in like the local area.
And you still get peace. I mean, there's always peace in a library, isn't there?